Hey, this is the Fight Nerd here at the World Series of Fighting 2 at the Revel in Atlantic City, New Jersey. It's got a whole bunch of names, Josh. And here we're here with Josh Burkman, who won his fight tonight. Josh, how are you feeling?
I feel really good. I'm real happy with the result and the show, and got out of pretty much injury-free, so I'm happy about it.
So what was the strategy for the fight?
It was kind of a weird fight because Aaron Simpson was good at a lot of different things. And I expected him to be really strong, so I wanted to just kind of come out and see where my speed compared to his, and if he was able to put me up against cage, and if he was going to control me. So I was prepared for everything, and I just wanted to try to stay on my feet and catch him, and I was able to do that.
So you had some expectations of Simpson going into the fight. What did you think once you actually got into the cage with him?
For me, that's when I feel the best. The waiting for the fight is a lot of the times the hardest part for the fighters, but that's what I trained 9 weeks to do. And as soon as I walked in the cage, I got real comfortable and took a knee and just tried to check him out and see what he got, while I'm sitting there. But I feel really comfortable in the cage, and I feel better at that moment than I do at any other time.
So what was the initial game plan coming into this fight to begin with? I mean, did it turn out the way you expected it to turn out, or were there some surprises?
The surprise was that I was able to finish it, in a dynamic fashion early in the first round. I always say I want to do that, but it doesn't always happen. I was just really happy with how I felt in the cage. I felt really fast, I felt strong, and I felt like my training camp came together. And part of that is, the respect that I gave to Aaron Simpson. Aaron Simpson is a top fighter, and I gave him a lot of respect, and that brought the best out of me in my training camp, and I think that's why the result was what it was.
Yeah, a lot of fans were expecting a lot from this fight, and I think it definitely delivered. Now, let's talk about World Series of Fighting itself. How has the company treated you since you joined up?
World Series of Fighting is a blessing for me, for my family. They've come on and done everything that they've said they were going to do, and they've treated me really well, and they treated my family well, and I'm really happy to be involved with this organization. People ask me if I'm looking to go back to the UFC or what I'm looking to do, and I have a 4-fight contract with these guys, and I want to win the belt, and I want to represent this company.
And word is that there will be a belt coming soon in World Series of Fighting, and you know who your next opponent is now, yeah. Mr. Jon Fitch. Any thoughts on him?
They want me and Fitch to fight, but I feel like I've earned my spot in a title fight, and I'm going to try to push for that. I think Jon Fitch could definitely be my opponent in that, but I think that he should have to come in here and win a fight first. He's coming off being cut by the UFC and coming off a loss. And I think he should come in our organization and win a fight, and then I think me and him need to fight for the title if he wins that fight.
So if he took a fight first before you guys met for a title, would you want to have another fight in between, or are you going to be taking a rest for a bit?
I would take a rest, and I would sit back and I would watch the fight happen. But I think with a win over Harris, which I was a 2-1 underdog. This fight I was a 2.5 to 1 underdog, and I think I've earned my spot in that title fight.
And speaking of the devil, Josh, we're watching actually right now on the replay, in fact, of World Series of Fighting. Look at that, guys.
Check that out.
Should we get some live commentary from Josh about this? What's going on right here? Your signature entrance?
Right here, I told you, I'm saying a prayer. I'm telling myself to fight with my head before my heart. And this is, that's just kind of my signature stance. I do that because I'm just giving the people my energy, and I'm getting it back,
Absolutely. All right, we're not going to keep you here all night, though, watching your fight. As much fun as it will be to have the actual Josh Burkman commentary for this fight, we're going to let you go.
Right.
So, Josh, thank you very much.
Enjoy it.
And you said you're coming out injury-free also, so you're pretty much ready to go for whoever's next?
Yeah, my hands hurt, and I got to get an X-ray on it, We get wounds under those gloves, so I'll get that X-ray, and then I'll know where I'm at, But if I'm healthy, those are my plans. I want a title shot, and I feel like I've earned it.
All right, well, Josh, congrats on the win, and we hope to see you back in World Series soon.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Yep.